the HK91. Let's check it out on the range. Alrighty, so we're gonna run our standard range day drills, the fun ones. So we got a high ready, we got a low ready, Mozambique. We'll do some transition drills, and then we'll start stepping back and shooting at distance. So put ourselves on the clock with the HK91 and see what we can do with the high and low ready with this wonky safety here. High ready seems to be easier for me because my hands are small. Doing the low ready is really tough. I got to break my entire grip down to get there. So we'll start with the high ready and start on a good note, hopefully. Okay, high ready. .95. That's not too bad for my high ready. That's not bad for me. All right, now we're going to go low ready. .85, not too bad. But you can see with the ergonomics of this, in order for me to actually get for a low ready, my hand has to come from my normal shooting grip from here. I have to come all the way off to here and then re-grip the gun. So kind of weird. Same with the mag release. I got to open my whole grip up just to push that button. We only have one mag for this gun, so we're not going to do any mag changes. But just be aware that if you're looking to purchase, that is something I would be weary of. All right, Mozambique. We're going to go from the high ready. Here we go. Next shot, let's run it again. That was a 2.02. 2.02, let's run it again. Mozambique. There we go. Jaw shot in a 192. It's a little bit more of a snappy shooter than your modern day AR-10s, but it's still super manageable. And just the cool factor of it is kind of worth it. Now the price tag, like we mentioned in our tabletop review that you can find below, they are fetching some decent money for these guns on Gunbroker because they're so rare in the US. So keep that in mind too, but if you got the coin, it might be worth it just for the cool factor. Let's run a transition drill. Here we go, transition drill. Well, I can't even see where I hit the damn thing. He's pretty well shot up. They looked good when they came out of the gun, but we got a little bit of paint move in there, and it's tough to tell on these guys. But that's why I like these ID targets so much. One quick coat of paint on them, and we've been shooting these all day, and they'll take it. I mean, the backside looks a little like Swiss cheddar cheese there, but the front holds up really well. And I'd say we probably got about, I don't know, 500 to 600 rounds from different calibers in there, from everything from 9mm all the way up to 308. And we use them in our long range stuff too, because it's easy to see them out at distance. So I like these targets. There's a link down below, save you 10%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 2 in the center there. Okay, so that's a transition drill with the HK91. Let's do some shooting and moving. Let's try that. See how she handles the recoil while I'm walking. We moved away from the 12-yard line and we're out at 60 now. We got 3 E-type steels out there, and we're gonna just run our 3-target transition on the clock from 60 yards, high ready, and we'll see what we got. All right, here we go. .405. 4:05 the time on that. One thing that we did do on the gun itself is we changed up that rear diopter to the open V, just because where the sun is now, it's like blinding. It's pushing that diopter way out, and it's kind of washing the targets down like it was with the MP5. Crosswalk, shoot at targets. We got 3 E-types down there, and I kind of want to see, knowing what this gun does for recoil now, if it's going to buck real hard off my body if I'm not square shoulder to it where I'm more bladed, because I'm walking this way as best I can. So we'll give it a shot. We're not going on the clock for this. It's just going to be me walking and you guys watching. Here we go. Holy sheezly. That was not fun. Maybe it's time to get back on the irons, but that was atrocious. And we're not going to spend any more money on ammo, so it is what it is. We'll work on it. We're at 100 now. We're going to do high, low, ready, or whichever one we can actually get our thumb on this frickin' selector and see what our time is, and then we're going to move back to the 200 and push Wikipedia's numbers to the test. So 100 meter, high, ready. .05. We've kind of been playing around with the diopter sight on this thing, and the holes seem to be doing better than they were on our MP5 video. I don't know if it's just a longer sight radius or the position of the sun and where it is in the sky compared to when we shot that one that was higher. We were getting way more glint on them. With this one, I can actually get a pretty good sight picture through it, and the only glint I get is actually just off this left edge where the sun actually is. With the MP5, when it was directly above us and that was coming down, even the front ghost ring on there was really hard to see. It was the plume from the sun was actually blowing out the entire E-type target down there. So, at 100 yards, 2.05 from a high ready, not too bad. Let's go back to the 200 and see what we can do from there. The internet claims that this gun's effective range is 200 to 400 yards per Wikipedia. We know that not to be true because we're shooting a 7.62 by 51 out of a 19-inch barrel. We're going to try to do some high ready at 200 on some steel, see what we get our hits at. Here we go. Ooh, just off the left edge. Let's dial that diopter, see if we get a better thing. 226. One more. There we go. Hey, 226 again. Standing offhand at 200 meters, shooting an E-type steel with a 308. Super effective range for that caliber. Like we said before, it's a little bit of a barky gun. You know, your average AR-10 nowadays is a lot smoother shooter than this is, but this is a nostalgia piece. This thing's super cool. So 200 meters with the 308 is a chip shot. Not too bad. We had to do a little diopter change. We were running it on the opens up at the closer ranges, dialed it in, and we were able to hit in 2 shots. 2.26 seconds. Super cool. So that's our fun range day with the HK91. Check out our tabletop review below. It's got a lot of the information in it about the origins of the gun, the history of the gun, and the actual technical specs. This is my first time shooting it. I think it's awesome because I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and this thing was like really cool back then. I'm glad to see that the 7.62 by 51 platform has come so far in the terms of AR-10s and these other guns that they're coming out with. It's a good shooter. It's really accurate, actually. Standing offhand at 200 wasn't too hard. Anything from 50 to 100 was really easy to engage the steel at, so that's really cool. Great piece of history, super cool gun, and if you got $3,500 laying around and you want one, you can pick them up on Gunbroker. I want to thank Will at Castle Firearms Training Center out here in Lubbock, Texas. Great range to shoot at if you're in the area. Check it out. And I want to thank Trey, the American Outlaw, for lending us this bad boy, this piece of nostalgia. We really appreciate it. And I want to thank you guys for having a blast with me, Phil Morton.